US President Donald Trump struck an optimistic tone on Sunday as talks aimed at ending the nearly two-year-old Gaza conflict gathered momentum, with Hamas officials arriving in Egypt and Israeli negotiators preparing to join the discussions. Trump said the first phase of negotiations could wrap up this week, signaling hope for a breakthrough in the fight and the release of hostages.
I want to thank the countries that helped me put this together: Qatar, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, and so many others. So many people fought so hard. This is a big day. We'll see how it all turns out. We have to get the final word down in concrete. Very importantly, I look forward to having the hostages come home to their parents and having some of the hostages, unfortunately, you know the condition they're in, come home likewise to their parents, because their parents wanted them just as much as though that young man or young woman were alive. So I just want to let you know that this is a very special day, maybe unprecedented in many ways. It is unprecedented, but thank you all, and thank you all to those great countries that helped. We were given a tremendous amount of help. Everybody was unified in wanting this war to end and seeing peace in the Middle East. And we're very close to achieving that. Thank you all, and everybody will be treated fairly.
All eyes, meanwhile, are on the Israel-Gaza peace talks. Negotiations in Cairo between Hamas, Israel and the United States aim to finalize a U.S. proposed ceasefire deal, but the path to peace remains fraught with obstacles as Israeli attacks continue despite repeated calls for a halt in violence. President Donald Trump has issued a stark warning, saying Hamas will face quote-unquote complete obliteration if it refuses to surrender control of Gaza. He confirmed that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu supports ending of the bombings, even as hardline members of his coalition push for ongoing military action. Meanwhile, Israel has refused to extend the initial ceasefire after Hamas rejected a proposal to release additional hostages. Fighting resumed after Hamas declined the U.S. plan for a ceasefire extension. An Israeli government spokesperson emphasized that there is no formal ceasefire, only temporary pauses in some of the attacks. Negotiators are expected to reach to Cairo tonight to begin the technical phase of talks, with Israel focused on securing the return of all 48 hostages.
This development comes with talks that will be taking place in Egypt, as the Prime Minister instructed the team, led by Strategic Affairs Minister Ron Dermer, to finalize the technical details of the release of the hostages, a priority and first step of this deal. Now, the team will be leaving tonight with plans for talks to begin tomorrow. And I want to reiterate, these are technical talks. Israel's government has agreed to the first phase of this deal, which is the release of all 48 hostages at once. As President Trump confirmed, it has been agreed to. Hamas, the terror organization, will need to release our hostages. Israel's team of negotiators will be meeting in Egypt to iron out these very specific details on the first phase right now. While certain bombings have actually stopped inside of the Gaza Strip, there's no ceasefire in place at this point in time, although there has been this temporary halt in certain bombings. The Prime Minister has given orders actually for defense to fire back for defensive purposes, of course, if there is a threat to their life in the battlefield in Gaza.